What's good, YouTube? This your man Spill Dog. I think I think the fight we're gonna have in November with Brian Norman Jr. and Devin Haney, I think it's gonna be a lot better than a lot of people seem to be expecting this fight to be. I see a lot of people thinking that. Now, don't get me wrong, Devin a bad boy, but there's a lot of people thinking Devin gonna go in there and just shut Brian Norman Jr. out. That shit ain't gonna happen like that. I can't say who will win the fight. I like Brian Norman Jr., but Devin is a damn good fighter. I have always said that. I said if his head is right from the Ryan Garcia fight, he gonna be a handful in there. But see, Devin gonna have the same problem with with Brian Norman Jr. that he had with Ryan Garcia to some degree. And what I mean by that is this. It's a lot of guys, they do want to win the fight when they get in the ring, but they not willing to do whatever they got to do to win the fight. They want to win, but they not willing to just do what you got to do sometime when you end up with a certain type fighter. And what I mean by that is, if Devin is running around the ring and trying not to engage, you got to have a guy that's willing to sell out. That's what Jose Castillo did in that first fight against Floyd Mayweather. You have to have a guy that's willing to go in there and sell out. And when I say sell out, that means go get that motherfucker. Go get him. And when I say go get him, go get him. You're going to have to take some punches. And it's going to get ugly in there because that means go get that motherfucker. And a lot of good boxers, they don't want that kind of pressure. They love for you to follow them. You follow a guy like Floyd, Devin, Shakur, like A1 boxers. If you follow a guy like that around the ring, that is exactly what he wants. Brian Norman Jr., the father, was a boxer. And he's going to tell him to cut that ring off. And if you don't cut the ring off, then you got to go. If you're not going to be able to cut that ring off and get him where you want to go, then you're going to have to go make him go where you want to go. And that's when you sell out. A lot of guys is not willing to do that. Another thing, Devin is working with Victor Conte, so he's going to be strong. I don't know, he may not punch as hard, but he going to be strong in there. Now, Brian Norman Jr., that's a country boy. He from down south. Not no in the country boy, but he one of them dudes strong as a motherfucker down there. I'm telling you, I went to high school in Atlanta, grew up down there. Them dudes be strong naturally. And he got that. I'm telling you, Devin gonna have his hands full in there. He's not coming in there to just to hand his belts and shit to Devin. He not finna. He ain't gonna do it like that. Devin is gonna have to take that belt. You're not gonna give it to him. He's not gonna go in there and be Devin's opponent. It's not how they gonna fight. His pops, and if he start doing that, his dad will remind his ass when he get over there in that corner what they up there to do. Devin and you know what? I think Bill Haney know this because I've never seen Bill Haney this quiet when Devin got a fight coming up. I actually haven't seen Bill Haney since the last time him and Brian Norman really had some words. He vanished. I'm used to not seeing Devin. I'm not used to not seeing Bill when he getting ready for a fight like this. They'll let you know how serious they taking this. They know this shit ain't gonna be easy like that. I think they do. I think they do. See, Devin just believe in himself. And that's what I like. That's what I've always liked about him. And what Terrence Crawford did is kind of kept the game honest. But that's a whole nother video for a whole nother day. But I really believe the Haneys know it to some degree. I don't know if they preparing for him to sell out or not, but I truly do believe if 2 or 3 rounds go by and Devin moving and boxing and Brian Norman ain't having success, they gonna sell out and they coming to get that one. He is not finna just hand that man his belts. He not gonna do that, I'm telling you. I know the character. I'm telling you, Devin will have to take this belt from this boy. Which means he gonna at some point he gonna have to fight. It ain't gonna be no just boxing match. That's not what this gonna be. I'm telling you, that's not what this gonna be. If Brian Norman Jr. gotta throw low blows head, I'm telling you, this is gonna be I don't give a fuck what it start off as. It will turn into a fight. If Brian Norman Jr. is not having the success he want early, he gonna go get them. He gonna go get them. Then if he can't, if it look like for whatever reason he ain't able to box and do what he want to do, then it's time to fight. I guarantee you that's how this is gonna go. So Devin got to be ready to go to war in this one. Trust me on that. He not gonna jab and move and run around that motherfucking ring and get no. And That's not the type of fight this gonna be. And it seems like a lot of people believe that. See, you gotta have somebody that's going along with the script for it to work like that. Like Ramirez went along with the script. It was a lot of things Ramirez could have done in there, but he was at that age where he done got beat up a couple times already. He was not willing to sell out. That's really what it come down to. Go watch Castillo fight Floyd in that first fight. For about 4 or 5 rounds, Castillo was trying to box and he wasn't having no success. So you know what he did? He sold out. When Marcos Maidana fought Floyd and Adrian Broner, he came in there with one idea. I'm coming to fight. He sold out. He beat AB. He almost beat Floyd. Maidana did. It's hard for a boxer to deal with that kind of shit. When you got a strong guy in there that done said, fuck it, I'm going balls to the wall. You're going to have to knock me out. And I think that's what the only way Devin win this fight, I think, is whoever win this fight with Devin and Brian Norman Jr., it's going to be by knockout. That's what it's going to have to be. That boy not giving his belt away. He 24 years old, hungry. And he wasn't, the people didn't expect this spotlight for him. Him and his father probably did. Other people didn't. People weren't even considering him like that. Now he here. He not finna waste this moment. It's people that will, but it's people that won't. Brian Norman Jr. is a serious type guy. He not one of them playful ass, silly kid type young dudes. He a man type young dude. That motherfucker coming to fight. I'm telling y'all gonna see. He not gonna just go in there and hand Devin his shit. He not gonna do that. Excuse my language. He not gonna do that. Devin gonna have to take it. He gonna have to hurt this boy to do it. He gonna have to put some hurt on this boy. And trust me, they coming to put some hurt on him. His daddy is not playing. When he talking out, he mean everything he say. How it go down, we'll find out. But Dad ain't out here just saying stuff. Pop dead ass. He dead serious. They coming to hurt that boy. They coming to get Devin. See, everything to some degree hangs on this fight for the Normans. Here's what I mean. A lot of people don't think they're supposed to be here. A lot of people don't think they deserve to be here. You know how that makes somebody feel when they don't work just as hard as the next man did? A lot of times even harder when you ain't had that publicity and that shine to get to this point. And then for people to be blatantly disrespected your hard work, just focusing on his, as if you ain't in the gym working just as hard, as if you ain't, like you don't have skills too. Like as if you just got here somehow and you ain't fight your way to be it. You know how that make a motherfucker feel? When you know you've been busting your ass just like the next man did, maybe even harder. And people don't give you no respect, don't give you no chance, and you the champion. Dude, I know the area, I know the mentality. He coming to fight. A lot of people thought that about Evander Holyfield. Mike Tyson knew Holyfield before they was getting ready to do it in that fight. Mike knew what he was getting into. That's why in the first fight, you remember Mike supposedly rib got hurt, then all the other stuff happened in Indiana. That's why the first fight didn't happen. Mike had an injury. It wasn't Holyfield. Evander was ready to fight Mike whenever. It's some like that dudes. And I think Brian Norman Jr. one of them. I really do. I think Once again, Devin gonna have to damn near take him out to win that fight. I think that boy is gonna sell out. If the boxing thing ain't working and he ain't landing and things ain't going away, they will sell out and go get him. Cause any fighter can really go there if you're willing to take what you're going to take to go there. Go watch Castillo fight Floyd. Watch the entire fight. Watch the moment you see when that man realized this boxing shit ain't gonna work. I got to go get this motherfucker. And he sold out and made it real tough. I still feel like Floyd won that fight. But I can see why a person would think he didn't. Once Castillo sold out and just threw the boxing out the window and went to go and just said, I'm going to get him. And went straight clearly to knock him out. Everything was dead. I mean, serious. I mean, he was getting hella physical in there. The boxing match, you gotta have your opponent gotta oblige you to fight certain type ways. Ramirez allowed that shit to happen because evidently he was happy just getting through the fight and getting that check. Brian Norman Jr. know if he win this fight, the sky is the limit. Devin gonna be fine, win or lose. He already in a certain position. No matter what happened in this fight, he always got the Ryan Garcia fight, which is big money to fall back on. Devin gonna be fine. No matter what happened, Devin gonna be fine. But I don't think this gonna go like a lot of people thinking it is. I really don't. I think they gonna find out that boy got a whole lot more in him than a lot of people giving him credit for. I think the Haneys know it because they ain't out here saying nothing. And this ain't like neither one of them, but definitely not like Bill. So they know what they getting into. Straight up, they do. And Brian Norman Sr., I think he know what he doing. And I think he know he done came up. I mean, you got Devin Haney instead of Boots. I mean, if them the biggest two fights for his son really right now, and I'd rather have the one that's damaged goods. And if anybody think Devin ain't damaged goods, what the hell you think that was? And that was Ramirez. Now I do think he ain't gonna be like that forever, and I feel like the real Devin, that was the real Devin Haney against Ramirez. He shut him out. It ain't like he had any, and he kept his side of the bargain. Devin had big money on the line. So I always say I'm not really focusing on that fight too much. I'm just not going to put too much on him for that one. But this one with Brian Norman Jr., I don't give a fuck what's going on with Devin. I know what's going on with Youngin. I know the mentality. I know how he coming in. I know how him and his father thinking. And they not finna just hand that belt to him. Trust me on that. He finna have to fight this time. Ain't gonna be no boxing match. If it is, that means Brian Norman boxing good. If he ain't boxing good with Devin, then there ain't gonna be no boxing match. It's gonna be a fight. I think they gonna make Devin fight their way. I really do. I think they're gonna take control. That's what I would be. I think if that thing don't go right first, second round, they gonna take control of that fight. They not gonna let him dictate the terms. I don't think so. But that's it for me on this video. If you like the video, hit the like or subscribe. Till next time, it's your boy Spill Dog. I'm out.